In Lagos, you don't just move houses, you move classes.
The view is incredible, isn't it?
It really is. This place has a great vibe.
Have you tried the cocktails?
Not yet. Maybe.
I had spent 7 years in a 2-bedroom in Surulere, where the walls sweated when it rained, and my neighbor's generator sounded like a Boeing 747 taking off in my ear. But 35 million naira? That was my exit ticket. That was my proof that I had outrun the struggle. This is Agent Tunji.
Sister, I'm telling you, this unit won't stay past Friday. 2 oil and gas guys already called me this morning. But because of our mutual friend, I told them I'd wait for you to see it first.
He was smooth. Too smooth. He wore a Tom Ford suit that cost more than my first car. He didn't smell like a hustler. He smelled like Creed Aventus and old money. We stepped into the elevator of the Azure Towers in Ikoyi. The air conditioning was so cold, it felt like a different country.
Tunji, the listing said the kitchen appliances were mealy. These look different.
Ah, sharp eye. Those are just the temporary fittings. By the time you move in next week, pure gold, I promise you.
Impressive, but what about the installation?
My team will handle it, discreetly.
And the keys?
They are yours.
I should have listened to that tiny voice in my head. The one that asked why the landlord, a supposed billionaire named Chief Williams, was so eager to rent to a young professional like me. But when I stepped onto that balcony and saw the Lekki Ikoyi link bridge glowing like a diamond necklace under the Lagos sun, I was blind. I wasn't buying a house. I was buying a version of myself that didn't have to struggle anymore.
Chief is very particular. He doesn't like paperwork delays. If we can do the initial 20M commitment today, I'll hand you the keys for your interior decorator to start measurements tomorrow.
Understood. Let me confirm the details.
My heart was hammering against my ribs. I pulled out my phone. The banking app felt heavy. I looked at Tunji. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at the view, completely bored, as if 20 million naira was pocket change for him. That was the bait. I wanted to be like him. I wanted to be bored by millions.
They say the devil doesn't come to you in a red cape and horns. In Lagos, the devil comes in a white Range Rover, wearing a Tom Ford suit and smelling like Creed Aventus. I didn't sleep the night after I sent that $20 million. You'd think I'd be celebrating, popping a bottle of something expensive to toast to my new life in Ikoyi. But instead, I sat on the edge of my bed in Surulere, watching the ceiling fans spin in lazy, wobbling circles. There was a rhythm to it. Scam, scam, scam. I told myself I was just being paranoid. I told myself that Mainland trauma was making me doubt a Highland reality. I looked at the confirmation screen again. $20 million. It looked so official, so final. But the silence that followed was heavy. Tunji hadn't texted me received or congratulations. He hadn't even sent the PDF receipt he promised. He just went dark. By 10 a.m. the next morning, the knot in my stomach had turned into a brick. I didn't call. I didn't want to hear a voicemail. I needed to see a human being. I drove to Victoria Island, the sun beating down on my dashboard, the Lagos heat making the asphalt shimmer like a mirage. I kept thinking about the office. It was on a prestigious street. It had a mahogany door. It had to be real, right? When I parked, the street was too quiet. Usually these VI offices have a line of dispatch riders out front, or a security guard sleeping under a tree. This place was a tomb. I walked up to that heavy mahogany door, the same one I had entered 3 days ago with so much hope. I reached out, my hand trembling just enough to make my gold bangles clink against my watch. I pushed. The door didn't just open. It groaned. And the smell? It didn't smell like luxury anymore. It It smelled like dust and floor wax. It smelled like a room that had been abandoned minutes before I arrived. Tunji was there. But he wasn't the man from the Penthouse tour. He was standing by a desk that was completely bare. No computer.
What's going on? Where is the receptionist?
She's out on a field inspection, sister. Chief decided to move the operations to the Ikoyi site early.
Move! And 48 hours ago, why is your desk empty?
Efficiency, sister. In this business, if you aren't moving, you're standing still. You have your keys, don't you?
I have keys to a door I haven't been allowed to open alone yet. I need the signed tenancy agreement, Tunji. The one with Chief's thumbprint. My lawyer is asking.
Chief is in Abuja, residential dinner. He'll sign it on Friday. Just take the keys and start your measurements. Don't let your decorator waste time.
He handed me a gold-embossed folder. It felt light. Too light. I opened it. It was just a photocopy of the deed. No stamp, no signature, just ink on cheap paper. I walked out of that office and stood on the sidewalk of Victoria Island, the humidity hitting me like a physical blow. I pulled out my phone. I didn't wait for Friday. I searched Azure Realty Limited on the Corporate Affairs Commission portal. No results found. I searched Tunji Adamola, Ikoyi Real Estate. No results found. I looked at the folder in my hand. Then I looked back at the office door. Through the glass, I saw the lights go out. Tunji hadn't just moved operations, he was erasing his existence. I pulled up our WhatsApp thread. 3 days ago, we were sending heart emojis and praise God stickers. I typed, "Tunji, I'm going to the police if I don't get the original documents in 1 hour." I hit send. 1 gray tick. I waited. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. I refreshed the screen. His profile picture, the one of him standing next to a private jet, vanished. It was just a gray silhouette now. The 20 million wasn't in a bank account anymore. It was in the wind. It was in an offshore account or a crypto wallet or being spent at a club in Dubai. I leaned against my car and felt the first sob catch in my throat. I wasn't just losing money. I was losing the version of me that was smart enough to survive Lagos. I was just another Mugu in a designer dress. I drove to the Penthouse. Not next week. Right then. I didn't care about measurements. I needed to know if my key actually turned in that lock. I needed to see that the lagoon view was still there, even if my money wasn't. But when I pulled up to Azure Towers, the gate was locked. A different security guard was there. Not the one who greeted Tunji by name. This one was older, with a face carved out of granite.
I'm the new tenant for the Penthouse. I have the keys.
Madam, no one is moving into the Penthouse. The owner died 6 months ago. The property is in a legal battle between 4 different families.
No one has been inside for weeks.
That's impossible. I was in there 3 days ago.
Madam, there is no Tunji Alabi here. And Chief sold the entire 20th floor to a Lebanese group 3 months ago. But you are the third person this morning to show me those same gold keys.
My advice, don't go to the police. Go to your village and pray.
Because the man who sold you this house doesn't exist.
The morning didn't break with a sunrise. It broke with a gray, heavy mist that hung over the mainland like a wet blanket. The protagonist sat on the edge of her bed in the old apartment, the one she was supposed to be leaving forever today. Her bags were packed, leaning against the damp-stained wall. She picked up her phone. The WhatsApp thread with Tunji was a graveyard. Her messages from 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 8:30 a.m. all sat with a single, lonely gray tick. No online status, no typing. The profile picture, Tunji leaning against the Range Rover, had vanished, replaced by the blank, faceless silhouette of a ghost.
The number you are calling is switched off. Please try again later.
The mechanical voice of the network operator felt like a slap.
The number you are calling is switched off. Please try again later. The number you are calling is switched off. Please try again later.
Silence between the rings was the loudest thing in the room. By 11 a.m., she was standing in front of the penthouse door at Azure Towers. The lobby was quiet, smelling of expensive lilies and floor wax. She didn't stop at the desk. She moved with the misplaced confidence of someone who belonged. She reached into her bag and pulled out the gold key. In the harsh overhead LED lights of the hallway, it looked different. The shine was a bit too yellow, a bit too painted. Her hand shook as she guided it toward the lock. Clink! The key didn't slide in. It hit the face of the lock and stopped. It wasn't just the wrong key, it was the wrong technology. The door didn't even have a traditional keyhole. It was a sleek black glass panel for an electronic RFID card. She pushed harder, a low sob escaping her throat. She forced the key, twisting it until something snapped. But it wasn't the lock, it was the key. A large flake of gold peeled away under her thumb, fluttering to the designer carpet like a dead insect. Underneath the paint wasn't brass or steel. It was dull, gray, porous pig iron.
Madam, can I help you?
I'm looking for Tunji. Tunji Alabi, the agent for Chief. He gave me this. We did the transfer. 20 million.
She spun around. It was the security guard from the day before, but the welcome home smile was gone. He looked at the broken, fake key in her hand and then at her face. His expression shifted to one of weary recognition. He had seen this.
Madam, there is no Tunji Alabi here. Chief sold the entire 20th floor to a Lebanese group 3 months ago. It's been occupied since then. Madam, that car was a point-and-kill rental. They paid the drivers to sit outside for an hour to make the scene look real. I am so sorry.
The ride back to the mainland was a blur of traffic and the smell of exhaust. She sat in the back of a yellow bus, her expensive watch catching the light, a mocking reminder of the lifestyle she tried to shortcut into. Back in her room, she unpacked her bags, one by one. The clothes she thought she'd be hanging in a walk-in closet were stuffed back into a sagging wardrobe. She sat at the small wooden table and opened her banking app. There it was, the record of the initial commitment. Minus $20 million. Receiver, Azure Realty Limited. She looked at the gold folder Tunji had given her. She peeled back the Azure sticker on the front. Underneath, in faded ink, was the name of a defunct dry cleaning business. The contract inside was nothing more than photocopied jargon from a Law 101 textbook. She picked up the broken gray iron key and set it on the table next to the champagne cork from the night before. The cork was drying out, shrinking. The dream hadn't just ended. It had been an autopsy of her own desperation. She hadn't bought a penthouse. She had bought a 20 million naira lesson. In a city of mirrors, never trust a man who offers you a shortcut to the sky. The first 48 hours were a blur of nausea, but by the third day, the grief turned into a cold, vibrating rage. The protagonist didn't go to the police. She knew the 20 million would be swallowed by administrative fees before they even opened a file. Instead, she went to the only person who knew the streets better than Tunji, the driver of the rental Range Rover. She returned to the rental lot near Lekki Phase 1. She didn't bring a gold folder this time. She brought a bottle of local gin and a sharp memory. She found the driver, a man named Segun, smoking behind a line of dusty SUVs. "The man who hired you for the Azure job," she said, her voice flat. "I don't want the money back from you. I just want the address where you dropped him after the celebration." Segun looked at the gin, then at the desperation in her eyes. "Madam, he told me he was going to the airport, but I saw him switch to a different car, a beat-up Toyota, 2 blocks away. He didn't go to the airport. He went towards Sorolera." The Azure Realty Limited office was a lie, but the banking name, the one she sent the 20 million to, had to be attached to a BVN. Through a cousin who worked in a back office of a commercial bank, she got a name. Not Tunji Alabi. The real name? Olatunji Briggs. She spent the night scrolling. She didn't look for luxury. She looked for the cracks. She found him in the background of a birthday party photo on a random Facebook page from 3 years ago. No suit, no chief. Just a man in a faded polo shirt eating isiwu at a local bar in Aguda. She didn't call him. She didn't message. She waited. She found the bar from the photo. For 3 nights, she sat in a parked car across the street, watching the big men of the neighborhood come and go. On the 4th night, a silver Toyota Corolla pulled up. A man stepped out. He wasn't wearing the Italian silk suit. He was wearing jeans and a t-shirt that said property manager. But the walk was the same. The way he adjusted his watch, the same fake silver one he had worn to impress her, was unmistakable. He was meeting a new sister, a young girl, looking wide-eyed and hopeful, holding a thin manila envelope. The protagonist didn't scream. She walked up to the table just as Tunji was leaning in to whisper about the new Legos. She placed the broken, chipped iron key right between his beer and the girl's envelope. The gold paint was almost entirely...
The new Legos. Sister, wait, let me explain.
Don't call me sister. Explain what, Tunji? This worthless key?
It's not what you think. Please.
Save it. The 20M is gone. I know that. But the video I just sent to your wife, your pastor, and the chief you actually work for?
That's just starting to trend.
Run.